Good morning, welcome, hello, we're back again, myself and Waga.
Yeah.
Joining you here on the broadcast for the ESL One Genting group stage remotely here from Berlin, and we have our first series of the day. Waga, they are quickly snapping into this draft, so away from our faces and into the game, I think, as NaVi take on Mineski.
I'm excited what I see as well as NaVi here with a second pick, picking up the Chen and Rubik, securing themselves some serious pressure, and Bane being the first pick, not actually a very good hero against Chen. They do go for the Enchantress, but obviously that matchup used to be heavily Enchantress favored, not so anymore, because Chen has only 10 seconds cooldown on Holy Persuasion. So if you do try to steal his creep, he can steal it back very, very quickly.
Okay, you've been playing with Snith a bit recently.
Oh, I've been playing Chen offlane actually quite a bit recently.
The nuke build.
Yes, the nuke build is really fun and quite hard to play against. Wonder if he's gonna do, well, he kind of has to send home a few creeps on the first creep wave because there's not really anything else for Chen to do. So what he's gonna do is probably offset the offlane balance, meaning that whoever is offlaning for NaVi, you know, what hero they decide to go with, is going to have farm very, very close to his tower on the first creep wave, and then he's going to push. That's kind of a mechanic of how it works.
Is it 3 that you can do?
Yeah, 3.
In the offlane?
Yeah, you can send home 3, and then you can send home the first one that's coming back if you want, and that's going to really solidify that it pushes back, but only sending home 3 is already going to... It works as a Lich Deny pretty much, but in a harder version. And honestly, I prefer that to the Lich Deny, because you push back first, and then you shove into the enemy base, you know, or pushing into a tier 1, and when you have that many creeps around you, quite hard for the enemy to go on an offlaner. If there's a tide or something, I mean, he's going to be more than safe behind all those creeps.
Yeah, because he's hit level 2, he'll like contest bounty rune, contest your pull, really get up in the face of the supports. So to deal with this, you know, Bane can look to maybe try and, you know, block off the offlaner if he tries to go and grab the wave, if they think about doing that as well. Definitely
look towards, you know, center wards going down on big camps. Blocks on the big camps are very relevant here for both teams, actually. Especially around that NaVi offlane, because that's where the Chen probably will be playing the most. But we'll see. Kind of depends what cores are being picked, right? We still have yet to see a single core unless Enchantress is being played as one.
Hey, we saw Ice playing it the other day. We can actually just...
He had great success, actually.
I mean, he carried the team pretty much. He was that really annoying Enchantress just running at people non-stop. But the kind of roads that these guys have had so far at ESL One Genting in the group stage, NaVi defeated EG in a best-of-1 and then had to face Liquid. And, well, they lost 2-0, so that's where they find themselves now in the lower bracket against Mineski, who lost to TNC in a very close, interesting best-of-1 that we watched. Then defeated LFY 2-0 that we saw yesterday, and of course now up against NaVi themselves.
Yeah, I think that Mineski are showing a lot more strength than I anticipated going into this tournament, and I'm very excited to see this matchup. Of course, NaVi having taken down EG as well is not a bad takedown, and we'll see if they can be the ones to come out on top in this matchup. So let's talk a little bit about the bans happening here in the second phase. Peel and Puck have been removed by NaVi, and Gyrocopter along with Queen being removed by Mineski. Gyro is a really good hero against Ench, especially if it's offlane Ench. The flak cannon really is just so tough to stay alive against because he can hit a creep and attack you with normal attack speed, right? He also has tons of magic damage in the missile and the rocket barrage. So there's a Doombringer coming out. Obviously, that's quite nice to have. Now they have 2 different ways to take away the Ench creeps. And also just the Doom has tons of magic damage in general. And another hero who could potentially have 3 different ways of cancelling a Fiend's Grip, right?
Yeah.
So that's really tough to play Bane against. And Bane is not good against Chen. All those creeps coming in, not Bane's favorite, you know,
definitely not. And then if he tries to Nightmare, let's say the Doombringer, the Chain comes in with a creep and takes the Nightmare off.
Exactly.
Lots of cool little things you can do there. But NaVi banning the PL and the Puck, these are 2 heroes that are very elusive in the early laning stage. You know, just 1 level up in a Doppelganger, then there's obviously the Orb and the Jaunt Away can get away from Chen, and then all of a sudden his movements become redundant, and he's very reliant on making, you know, his movements really work out, right? He gets some creeps, maybe he smokes, but he makes that sweeping rotation in. And if he doesn't get a kill or pressure or a bit of chip damage on the tower, he can start feeling a little bit lackluster.
I think you hit the nail on the head right there, because they're trying to remove these hard-to-gank heroes, and Queen of Pain being removed as well by Mineski should be a good thing for NaVi here, looking at it. But Mirana, with those triple leaps, that can be also a pretty tough hero to gank, especially if she's the one to go down the mid lane.
And the arrows to kill Chen creeps as well. Everyone's focusing on killing creeps
Exactly.
here.
There's a lot of attention being here. The Devour, the Mirana arrows, and of course the whole Chen Enchantress debacle, you know, what they're going to be doing. So this is very interesting. But more importantly, I think, is that she has those triple leaps to stay alive. Very hard to gank her for a Chen. Or even for a Rubik.
Yeah, for sure. And one of Moon's real signature heroes, his Puck, Mirana. Very, very big on the list for him. We'll see how things go. They've also got the Bane and the Mirana combo with the Nightmare into Arrow. So we'll see how that all pans out.
It can be difficult to do, though. But yeah, in the case that they manage to isolate someone, they can easily bring them down with that. And there goes the other cat lady, Luna, being picked up by NaVi here. Starting to build into a pretty natural push. That's a very old combination that we've seen so many times, Chen and Luna together. Also Chen Jug or Chen Lone Druid. Luna definitely goes along the same lines. And Doombringer, of course, very easily becomes an aura carrier.
He's a fake Beastmaster.
Exactly. You can carry around the Helm of Dominator with drums, with Vlads, with AC later on. You could go fully into this build, and Luna will push like a monster.
Ooh, Naga Siren comes out now. More commonly, I feel we see this in the hands of Jabs in that 4 role, kind of running around, controlling things up.
It is a comfort hero for Ice as well, though. Yeah. It is, but I doubt that he's going to be the one playing it. Most likely it's going to be a 4, which is quite strong. She obviously has a ton of armor, and very hard to bring down through right clicks. But
and it's one of those heroes that's pretty good when you see this NaVi lineup. You mentioned the push. We were talking about the Chen. His rotations are very sort of, maybe not all in, but definitely kind of signaled. And once he's there, he's there. Naga Siren with a song is good at kind of slowing things down, making sure that any kind of tower push is delayed, allow TPs to come in, allow a reset of a fight. Because NaVi seem like they're going for this kind of 5-man group up, have this Luna powerhouse in the front, and then protect her as much as possible.
Definitely does look like that. The only thing I see right now is that Mineski don't have too many things that they can really combo with the song. There's really only one, and it's not the easiest. It's the arrow combo, where you song and then send in the arrow, and you can unsleep the enemy right when the arrow, because it's going to pass through everything that's asleep. So you could arrow someone even if they're hiding behind friends or whatever. You can get them. Something that, you know, is beautiful to witness when it happens. But other than that, they don't really have any big combinations to set up with the song. But I guess you could say that if Luna ever tries to go in with her ultimate and Naga is quick on the ulti button, then she could maybe just stop Luna dead in her tracks and everyone just runs away from her. So that's a little counter that could be done, especially from a position 4 Naga. That's what we're going to see. Seems quite likely.
Both teams dipping very deep into the reserve time now.
Yeah.
9 seconds, 10 seconds. Tinker, the final ban as Drow is removed by NaVi. But Mineski with the final pick here. We're definitely looking at, you know, Ice and Chat. Well, not definitely, but 9 times out of 10, this is an Ice Enchantress, a Jabs Naga Siren, Mirana for Moon. So Mushi hero here is going to be the... maybe not. The Shadow Fiend comes out, so things could swap up. And then we see the Mushi Mirana paired up with a Bane in some kind of dual lane scenario. And NaVi,
there are many ways.
The Brood.
There are many ways you can do it. You can even put the, you know, carry Naga and roaming Mirana, but it's going to be Moon on the Mirana, so that's not going to be the case. Broodmother is very bad against Shadow Fiend. If they happen to get matched up, that can be a super tough lane for Brood. In the current patch, he kills the spiders super fast, and if you ever hard commit on fighting SF, well, you can't back out of it. You just have to stand your ground, because the moment you run, those races are going to get you.
And even from like level 2, right? Can you? I guess if you triple raise the spiders with level 1 raise, you can probably kill them.
Oh yeah, they die. Oh yeah,
They've tanked them up a little bit, but
they already I want to say they already died to a level 2 or like
two
two
level
raises.
1 raises. Yeah, I feel like
I'll
it as
check out
well,
the numbers.
not sure on the because it's 80 bonus damage, right, from the raises.
Yeah,
once
they
you
died.
combo
They
them.
died to 2 raises
Okay.
on level 1, which is obviously 180 mana committed if SF does it, but he doesn't need to do those triple raises against the spiders, and he does so much damage very quickly. So I've seen this matchup played before, and it's, you know, I was watching NaVi one time when he was playing, and he played against the Broodmother as SF. He was level 6 when the Brood was level 2 on mid. So it can really backfire. Like if you get a bad start, it can be completely over. But we'll see if you know, NaVi get things down the way they want them.
Well, where are we going with NaVi? So General over on the Doombringer heads up towards top. Stout Shield, bit of regen, a ton of regen there for him. So he's going to be focusing on sitting in that lane, try and keep himself up and running. And I guess with the way Mineski have kind of drafted this, you're not quite sure where the Naga's heading, I feel. In my mind, Jabs could just float around the map and, you know, find a home for himself wherever.
Probably going to be the case, yeah.
So, you know, it could be up top with the Bane and the Mirana with, you know, Nightmare and Snare setting up for Arrow. Could be bottom lane helping out Ice to get that extra bit of pressure. And with a Stout Shield and an Orb of Venom on the Naga Siren, could definitely see Jabs and Ice just, you know, running at their opponents in this aggressive dual lane down at bottom if they run it that way. But I love this. Mushi Shadow Fiend. I was struggling to kind of figure out how they were going to match this up for their players, because Moon is the Mirana player, you know. When he joined the team, he was pretty much just playing like Mirana and Puck every game. But with their roles, Mushi, I feel, rarely plays mid now. It has basically been the Moon show. So swapping him on the Shadow Fiend really is a declaration of Mushi SF. You've got to be careful about this.
It's good to have the confidence and flexibility that you can switch up your players when you have a comfort hero like that. I believe it's really the best thing to do for this team here. And I'm super excited to seeing Mushi on SF, same as you. This Naga is going to have a pretty good time, I think, when she hits level 2. She can really roam around. Oh, we got to see a little bit of fighting here.
This isn't the lane. Yeah. Crystallize and Roger trying to deal with any
NaVi
kind of...
taking so much damage.
Holy, yeah.
You cannot fight against a Naga Enchantress with a Rubik Luna.
They still get the wave drag. So we'll watch up at top as Chen is pulling off the little trick that you were mentioning, sending the creeps all the way back home to base. There's one of them already there and one of them in the fountain as they come back. So the ranged creep really the only one remaining, which is immediately slaughtered there by the dire creep wave coming in. And then mid lane, Mushi against Dendi.
Yeah, so far Mushi with 2 last hits, and Dendi, you know, he got 1 deny. He hasn't gotten a last hit yet, but there are many creeps alive. This is tough though for him to go in, as you can see. It's, you know, level 2 on SF here. If he goes in for these last hits a little bit aggressively, he might get raced. There goes the first. And, you know, that buff lasts for quite a little while there. It's like 8 seconds, I believe. Yeah, 8 seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty big. And Dendi now pretty much out of regen, going to have to send himself more tangos, a salve, something to deal with this.
Exactly.
Soul Ring.
Looking at it, it's not going the way you want on Brood, but obviously he's hoping to get more done once he has a little bit of levels, gets his spiders going, but it's not so simple.
Bottom lane, Alpha Wolf comes in, stolen back by Ench, stolen back again by Seneko, and they get the kill on Jabs.
The
nice
damage.
little rotation comes in.
The damage with that Lunar Blessing and everyone auto-attacking together with the Alpha Wolf aura as well. They hit like they were having a lot more items than they actually are, you know.
And Roger gets a free spell out as he's sent back to base. So NaVi, some pretty clean little plays there. You know, little tricky cheese strats coming out just to try and get them any kind of, you know, gleaning any kind of advantage they can from the laning stage.
NaVi need to focus on their safe lane for sure. They need to have that going well for them.
Jabs chased by an Alpha Wolf. It's a lot of damage from Seneko, eh?
He does hit quite hard. The buffed auto attack on Chen, of course. He got that 5 base damage increase.
Big. Ice. No levels in the heal. 5-1 charges and a salve to pop, so he'll get that going. But Crystallize cancels it. Still sitting around half HP. Ice in a little bit of trouble here. Roger does have the lift. Back into the waiting arms. Oh, the Dark Troll changed around its owners, but still they get the kill. And swap it back again.
Yep. That's the trade-off we're going to see over and over in this game, I believe. Bane with a DD rune, just going to sneak in here, but there's a Radiant defensive ward here on this high ground. So, General, he knows what's happening on top. He's not going to get caught by this, probably.
I guess he knows he's going to be left alone top, right? So just having that ward.
He's already level 3 though. That sendback in the beginning really helped him a lot. Mid, we see quite a bit of spiders here bullying Mushi. Kind of waiting for him to do some races here, but he's being run down.
All the way back to his tier 2.
Yeah.
Webs keep coming. Dendi
he's not
in.
done. He's going to try and kill him.
This looks like it might be it for Mushi in this lane. Oh, Dendi backs up. He doesn't get the spawn spiderlings cast off as the little tree there. Mushi is able to hide behind it. And Dendi, he's very low on HP.
Oh.
Nearly trapped inside the trees there, but he does get himself away.
It can be tricky sometimes. When you get stuck in a tree, says Broodmother.
So Mushi, he lives to fight another day. Gets the Bane help to come on in as well. The way these lanes are going, NaVi, good start bottom lane, even with the early aggression from Mineski. They got a couple of kills down there. You've looked at this General Doom. He's level 4 now, just devouring things off cooldown pretty much. No one's attempting to kill him because he's very strong. And I feel that Dendi's doing reasonably well in this lane. 8 last hits against the 18. It's definitely not amazing for sure, but Mushi probably a few spiderlings in the mix there.
Yeah, mid is the one lane that's not going good for NaVi. Top and their safe lane is really doing quite well, and that's enough. If they have a good game on the Doomringer together with Luna, they can definitely start pushing a lot, especially if Chen gets his levels in good time. And Broodmother, eventually she will become annoying, right? It's just that right now she's going to suffer quite a bit. Level 3 races are up now.
Yeah. Going for the raises over the Necromastery, get that extra damage out.
He doesn't just race, he's going to kill all the Spiderites with one single race.
Ooh. Yeah. He gets a couple of them there.
Yeah, he got a couple with a double raise as well.
Up to 36 last hits now. Very, very nice numbers there.
Inflated numbers.
For Mushi. Good stuff. Sata down at bottom for Seneko, trying to get Ice out of this lane. Give Crystallize an easier time. They've also got Roger rotating in from the far north, and with that lift, is this going to be the end of Ice Enchantress? He's healing nicely, but with Crystallize, the last Lucent Beam secures another kill.
They do have a lot of magic damage. Look towards mid now, though. Yeah. Jabs going in with a... Oh no, he missed it! Ensnared the spider!
Oh no.
No.
And that would have been an easy triple raise for Mushi, and maybe even a kill on Dendi.
Yeah, it should definitely have been. It was only a level 1 ensnare, so maybe he wouldn't be able to get the triple, but at least it would have been a double.
Oh, now Jab's in trouble. Moonlight Shadow's here pretty early on from Moon. Level 6, he's already leveled it up, getting it out as quickly as possible.
It's very nice to have carry Mirana for that very reason. The fact that she can provide some safety for the rest of the team. That Zeus effect of being able to impact. And here we see a Nightmare coming out.
Do you have an arrow?
They have the ensnare into SF, so they should be able to kill him. Misses the first race. Doesn't matter at all.
Jabs will secure it with his Orb of Venom. Damage over time, gets the kills somehow.
One of the best kills.
Yeah. Unfortunate for Mushi, but he's already stacked up on the soul, so no real big deal there for him. Dendi hiding away in these trees. Oh, top lane, hello. Going in onto General, but Seneko, he's going to come in and try and save the Doombringer. The damage is too good, though. Mineski clear it up.
It takes forever. 5 seconds to send home on level 2, Holy Persuasion. He needs to get that higher level to really be able to do those saves. Because 5 seconds is quite a long time when you have 3 people trying to kill you. So Mushi trying to get some of these spiders. They're hiding in the trees.
Dendi still just lurking around, cutting waves.
Oh,
now goes in onto Mushi. The Requiem is thrown out.
Oh,
first raise
panic
misses.
there. Yeah.
Oh,
Dendi is perfectly happy with that.
Goes back in. Nightmare now. Spiderlings take it off. Dendi gonna get ensnared though, and Mushi landing one of these raises. A few punches will do it though. So Dendi, he's really towing this line, right? He's pressuring Mushi. He's trying to go in for these little sneaky kills here and there. He missed out on one earlier, and there he, a bit panicky about the SF Requiem.
With the Invis, they're trying to set up for another kill on Ice's Ice. He's body blocking him. Ice's Ice sure that you should be noticing this. Got blocked so much by Rubik there. And he's staying.
Thinking he's okay with his tornado going.
He has Magic Wand. He might be fine, actually.
Turning and fighting, Crystallize dropping low. Oh, Luna, don't die like this. One more hit, flies out and kills her as well. They do get the Ice kill first.
Unfortunate for Ice's Ice there, he had his own creep wave next to him, and his heal was being wasted on them. It does not prioritize heroes over creeps or anything like that. It shares evenly. And
damn you, sprites.
Yeah. Stupid sprites taking care of the melee creep.
Oh, here we go. Jabs. Oh, the ensnare cancelled by the fog. Dendi gets back into the trees again. Thinks about going forward onto Mushi with the spiderlings, but there's also Ninja Boogie here. One raise, clears out a couple.
He hasn't been able to land raises too cleanly on these spiders. Maybe a little bit slow by Mushi, but also good control overall by Dendi. But of course, all the spiderites, the tiny spiders, he gets them repeatedly in this lane.
Yeah, 83 last hits, definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely got some
not
spider
natural.
skills.
Oh, hello, Eclipse. Goodbye, Ice potentially here. The creeps are tanking it up a fair amount, and Ice is still alive with the ensnare, though, and another loosened beam.
He's going down.
Will be a kill.
Yeah, this is a tough lane. So much magic damage. 4 deaths now on Ice.
And then general top lane, it looks like they will finally bring him down. Pressure into the tier 1 as well as Mushi makes that rotation with the help of the Arrow of Moon. They clear up general.
Have to be careful about mid tower though. The moment you leave a brood, your tower is, you know, short to fall.
Nice thing about jabs is you can send these illusions in. Riptide does a lot of damage actually to these spiderlings.
Yeah, it does. Riptide is quite a good spell for defending. Once he has one more level in it, it's gonna one-shot the tiny spiders. Right now it doesn't actually kill anything. Because spiders have 50% magic resistance, and it does 160 damage. Oh, gonna try and go on Mushi here.
Yeah, it's a ton of damage from the spiderlings. No reveal, though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Rubik
maybe it makes you think that perhaps you should just have a casual dust on some of these heroes just so that you can continue chasing. In fact, the Invis from Mirana can be a blessing or a curse, right? Because sometimes you don't have the means to stop the Invis from happening, and the dust is going to slow you.
You're going to attack someone to get out of Invis.
Well, SF could toggle his Aquila or his Treads over and over, so that's a way he could do it. True. But not every hero has the luxury of being able to take it off.
Everyone carry a branch. Just run around and place a branch.
If they were to kill Enchantress, for instance, she wouldn't actually have a simple way of doing it. But now she actually picked up Treads as well. They're all preparing for this.
They're ready?
Yeah.
They're ready.
Clearly.
Well, Dendi, you're mentioning if he's left alone mid, he's going to put a lot of damage on this tower, and it's already down below 300 HP.
No
Radiance
mana on
is queued
SF.
up.
No mana on SF, so his tower should be going down right now.
No clarity, no nothing. There's clarity coming out on the courier, but you're right. The tower dies down at bottom. No, it's not bottom, it's top lane. General, 1v1's the Bane. Doom expended, though, for that one kill, but now he's got a free lane to himself.
That's the thing. You happily use your Doom for any single kill up until around the 18-minute mark or so, at least. Oh, Mushi. He's walked out a little bit too far.
Spiderlings are here, and Dendi will say thank you very much for that kill. Double Hellbear Smasher for Seneko now, as they can maybe shift down towards bottom and look for something, but...
At least his ulti got like 200 gold for him when he died. Got some spiders killed. But yeah, that's a costly death there. Of course, he's the top farmer in this game, so for him to go down, that's a big kill for NaVi.
Yeah, it definitely is. So with Broodmothers, you know, setting up in mid lane, all these webs are around. You'd love to have some webs over in these jungle camps so you can clear these as well. But as Dendi here, do you really just tunnel vision mid lane, think about the tier 2 and farming?
You pretty much want to pressure your tier 2 whenever able to, but like you said, you want access to all these jungle creeps. Ideally, you want to have access to the west as well and be able to farm there. And general, solo killing again without even having Doom?
Yeah, I didn't see how it started.
Not even level 4 on Inferno Blade. I'm so surprised he got that kill. But they must be underestimating him here a little bit.
Yeah, well, Moon, nearly underestimating the rest of NaVi down at bottom. Triple leap expended as Ice has popped the heal and goes for the TP back home, knowing that Dendi cut the wave already behind them. So it looks like Dendi has kind of shifted his efforts away from mid, and this is kind of what I was looking towards. Is like, does he just keep going down mid, or
exactly
you join, like with Luna Blessing on your team? If you join up with a Luna early, you're just slaying these towers.
Yeah, you do push really fast on any lane that you want to go to, and I like what he's doing. He's kind of spreading himself across this path here, and that's going to take a lot of attention. And here we see again the gank successful for NaVi.
There's the dust as well.
But there's going to be some consolation creep kills. And the Fiend's Grip going down as well.
Ninja Boogie gets the catch. Nice little arrow there.
Coming in for a little touch.
Rubik has no TP, and I wonder if this is something Mineski have noticed. They're not moving around for the Rubik, so it looks like he's found a little way out.
He got away as they focused on killing Chen. They did kill Chen and the entire Chen army as well. That's a pretty big damage dealt. Bottom again, gotta try and do something here.
Not as difficult to reset the Chen army as it once was, though. Oh, nice. Nightmare into arrow there on the Luna. Double raise will land on Mushi. Gets the kill with the Requiem wound up. General's going to drop low. He's got Doom and Scorched Earth is going, so he's quick, tanky, annoying to handle, and Ninja Boogie's going to really feel the pain here if the blade will land. In comes General, the double raise low from Mushi, and the Star Storm enough to take down the Doombringer as the Bane survives. Moon looking to go a little bit more here with a leap ready. Could think about jumping in onto Roger with another Star Storm, but with it stolen, it's a lot of damage that Roger holds in his hands as well. Arrow thrown.
Yeah, he was waiting a little bit too long on that. He tried for a leap in and arrow combination. Very interesting to see the Aghanims on Mirana coming out. I would say this is purely because of Brood. We don't typically see this build that often. Some players still like it, but it was nerfed quite a bit. But against Brood, it is amazing. You will deal so much damage. Anytime that you leap in and use your Starfall along with the passive one, you're going to instant kill all the spiders. That is tons of money potentially.
Yeah, I think the only player I've seen do Aghs Mirana recently was like G when he was still playing for Vega Squadron, but it's been a long while since that's come out. Ice trying to steal a spiderling army for himself. Get one and then turn it into many.
It was quickly denounced by the entire army though. They just brought it down.
Traitor, heretic!
You're not allowed to use the web even.
Blasphemer, get out. Ninja Boogie, careful. That's a Medallion Broodmother coming in with the spiderlings and the web. Does have team behind him.
Yeah, he does have the help of the Mirana and, of course, Naga.
No Starstorm thrown by Moon, but they found Dendi. They've got the big kill.
Beautiful. But that's so many heroes being focused on this. Meanwhile, Luna already pushing the top tower. So this is often the role for Brood. Just be obnoxious, force everyone to pay attention to her, and meanwhile something else is happening. Luna in this case being that ticking time bomb sort of. If you reach the enemy high ground and get, you know, enough items, you can really take down anything. SF coming in with a Shadow Blade, looking for the ulti.
Oh, Mushi baby, look at that.
He gets it, the clean one shot.
So good.
Yeah, beautiful.
Now General, he's running forward aggressively. Moon leaps away, doesn't want to get doomed up. They know that is available now.
That was so massive for Mineski, getting that really good activation of the first Shadow Blade show, because they haven't really revealed it to anyone yet, and now, you know, you get the biggest kill possible in this game, getting the carry.
Yeah, killing the Luna, stopping the push, keeping a tier 1 alive.
It was well timed, yeah.
Everything kind of just perfect there, all the pieces slotting together. Now, I was looking at this Jabs Naga, noticing there's a lot of money saved up. Ice has just picked up a Midas. It looks like Mineski are trying to focus towards the mid-game, try and weather the storm of the Brood, the Luna, the Chen, this push power coming in. But with such a good start, do you think it's necessary, or are they scared of a timing that NaVi has?
I think it's smart to start focusing on the mid-game. Wow, a lot of spiders going down on mid as Mushi goes in with the Shadow Blade. Oh, the arrow connects as well.
The raises, just the clicks. Mushi's got it done.
This is starting to look really good for Mineski, you know. The score may be pretty even, but in terms of advantage here, we're already starting to see some nice gold lead. And the heroes, all of them are kind of coming online, right? It's a lot of gold, as you said, on the Naga. And they're going to have that kind of 4-core thing going for them later on, potentially.
That's why I'm wondering, is it going to be Radiance Naga? I guess it's just like leaving your options open now. Like, you could go Blink, you could go Radiance later.
I think he's going to go for more of a utilitarian build, you know, something along the line of Aghanims, even. There is a Doom on the enemy team. And whenever Naga sees the Luna ulti, it can be massive to reset with a Aghanim's Naga ulti. We don't see it that often, but in a good game like this for a support Naga, sure, it could be done. I don't want him to build a Radiance because that's going to take away so much of the farm potentially from the rest of his team. And you do want there to be some farm for your Enchantress, SF, and Mirana.
I only mentioned it because we saw it a couple of weeks ago.
Queued up.
Oh, he's got it queued up. I don't think it was Mineski that did it most recently that I saw. I think it was Happy Feet or one of the other Filipino lads. I think it was Raging Potato that did it, but definitely something that's kind of resurfaced in Southeast Asian scrims and pub play that's now kind of filtering through to the competitive side of things.
The biggest reason people go for it is because Naga doesn't necessarily need an item early on. A lot of support heroes, they need a Glimmer Cape, need a Force Staff, need something else to be able to do stuff. But Naga doesn't really suffer in any field. She has a lot of HP, she has decent mana with just mana boots, and she can really operate with just that.
Oh man.
Crystallize. You better hide. He actually saw that he was affected by the SFR, but yeah, they're going to find a different kill instead.
They're going to find Crystallize as well.
Crystallize.
He's got no TP. Pops out his ulti, but there are 3 heroes here to tank it.
It's going to be a waste. That is really unfortunate for NaVi there. Mineski Now looking to maybe even poke on high ground a little bit here, but they're gonna just take the enemy jungle, and SF almost with the entire Sanjasha here. They want some spiders. He's sneaking in again.
Oh, he's fast though.
The
song doesn't catch him.
Songing the spiders, he's like, they're pinging this.
There's chain creeps as well. Yeah. Oh, dearie me.
That is a lot of money.
Mushi. What's he at now? 10,000 net worth at 18 minutes on Mushi.
That's a crazy amount of farm. That is crazy. Like I said, the matchup is not that easy for Broodmother. I've seen this before, and yeah, it used to be pretty okay, but SF now with those races, you cannot underestimate them.
Almost certainly not. And into Roshan they go. Double damage over on Moon. It looks like there. Plenty of duration on it, as Enchantress has a nice little Satyr creep here to scout out. Naga Illusions running around as well. But Dendi, are you really going to go for a play here? Has the webs in. NaVi
Sending in some
circling.
spiders, scouting it.
Circling the Roshan, but it feels like they're circling the drain at this point. Dendi's going to try and get in the pit. The Roshan dies. The Aegis on the floor. Snatched by Ice as it was killed by the Radiant. But the damage from NaVi looking decent enough. In onto Mineski, killing off one. Looking for the Bane as well. The Moonlight Shadow dusted up so they get the vision. The Aegis taken away. Mineski now losing 3 potentially as NaVi. The big contest comes in really beautifully.
Yeah, NaVi really with good positioning there. Everyone was doing what they needed to. The Blink Dagger on the Doom was quite important in that fight. And of course, just an impressive fight since they did not even have the Luna ulti, right? And they managed to take that fight quite handedly. Massive props to NaVi for reacting in a proper way there. And sure, the Aegis did go the way of Mineski, but it was immediately used and, you know, punished, so.
And the money going over to NaVi is pretty nice for them. Radiant killing the Roshan.
Yeah, actually it is sort of important, the amount of gold that you get from it. In particular when you're, you know, behind and you manage to steal it like that.
Yeah. It's one of those things, right? Mineski use their ultis, there's no song, no requiem, no real way to kind of reset the fight. If things go bad because they feel so strong, they feel like they can take on the world, go into Roche. Because NaVi, they're dead, right? They're done for. But no, NaVi still in this nice little window where they've got these auras going for them. They've got these Chen creeps moving in. Doombringer still a massive threat with this Blink Doom over on General.
And the Blink Stomp as well, since he has that creep still. That is a good combination for him to be carrying. And he could set up even on Shadow Fiend. If he's out of position on SF, he could just get Blink, Infernal Blade, Stomp, and then pretty much Infernal Blade again, right? And that hurts so bad.
But that was NaVi kind of in a choke point, taking a fight on their terms. Now, moving forward, we still have Mineski in a position of power, right? We've still got this Naga very farmed. Shadow Fiend is just bossing it with a full Sanjin Yash completed.
They're farmed, but if it's still true that the ticking time bomb exists, that if Luna gets to a certain point, she can just go high ground and end the game pretty much. She's going for the Manta style into Aghanim's build, a build that I honestly really love. I've talked about this so many times with different friends and high-level players, and even, you know, to my stream, that I think Aghanims and Luna is not necessarily just a meme, because you can just buy the Aghanims and not go fully spellcaster. Just leave it at that, and it's gonna allow you to have such a strong ulti compared to the normal one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a massive upgrade for sure. And if he gets down the backline, I mean, Enchantress could get bursted instantly, the Bane, both of them could really die.
Especially when you're such a fast farmer, right? Getting that Aghs up comes pretty quickly. So NaVi trying to find a little opening here. Bottom tier 1 still standing. Again this pattern, Wago, where bottom dire towers just not touched. No one cares about them.
Yeah.
Do not care. Mineski moving towards top lane, all smoked up here. Moonlight Shadow still ready to go if they want to pop it. But they'll maneuver themselves towards this top tier 2.
Since they're gonna see Broodmother on bottom, with their Observer Ward as well, Mineski that is, they see them. They're going to feel pretty safe to just push on top now, I believe. They're going to go for this tower, and there's not too much in the form of defense. They are going to D-ward though, Snako on point.
Oh, but that long-range grip, Ether Lens plus the talent.
Jesus.
Sick grip coming in.
That is so far away. I can't believe he got that one, but yeah, that is the combination, as you said. Not to be underestimated, that grip range.
That's disgusting.
Dear Lord.
Do they continue here?
I think they can poke. They shouldn't get too eager to try and end the game or anything here, you know, like go for the racks, but, you know, you force the glyph, that's enough.
If things
just a tiny bit of poking and then run away.
Yeah, force some TPs. If things get troublesome, you've got Naga Sleep. to get yourselves out of danger if you really need to.
Yeah,
so
NaVi or Mineski don't want to take a fight until they have finished up the BKB on SF as well, right? That's the big timing, so that you are able to stand against most of these things that are going to happen, unless you get doomed at this.
And then, there's the Mirana Blink to come. So Mineski, what are we looking at? 1 tower remaining for them to take, so it's basically just going to be them sitting back, farming that BKB that you were looking at, while NaVi and Dendi's Broodmother. Radiance was done a while ago. He's moving into a BKB of his own. This
definitely necessary.
Looking decent. Definitely not the Desolator Mask of Madness, you know, run at you and rip your face off build that
the thing is,
we've seen a fair amount of.
He can't quite put pressure onto towers in this game, something Brood normally is very known for, and in this game it's just not really feasible for that to happen. Mirana is super strong in defending, SF is super strong, and there are plenty of good setups. And later on, even if you have BKB on the Brood, there's still going to be the Ensnare, there's still going to be the Fiend's Grip, and that is a big threat to him. So we'll see how it plays out late game, because right now, Dendi's just trying to build into a fighting Brood eventually here.
Group up with team, fight with team.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least force the enemy to go one way and, you know, kind of split them up a little bit, but then go and join the fights. Because split pushing is not simple in this game.
Looks like Crystallize changing his mind, at least for now, with the Aghanim Scepter. Moves the BKB into his quick buy. But speaking of items that are coming up now, we've got Jab's Radiance, Mushi BKB, and Moon Blink Dagger. So Mineski, at this point, yeah, Ninja Boogie answers my question before I ask it. Buys a smoke. They're ready to go. They need to go and make something happen with this advantage they've just found themselves at. Lanes, how we're looking. Bots pushed out. Moon clears mid. So top lane where NaVi now show general, likely the place that they want to strike.
There is a good Radiant Ward there that just saw a lot of them farming, so because of that, NaVi are already posturing up here on top, and they could be sensing this rotation that's gonna come in with a smoke. They're already backing out a little bit, it seems. Yep, they're gonna get out.
I don't want to get involved with that.
But, oh, look at the drawings here. They realized that, okay, they backed out there, but we can maybe find a Broodmother if we take this path.
Is Dendi? Give me Dendi.
What time is it?
Oh, Dendi, Radiance Burn on the creeps. Can they catch him? Moonlight Shadow comes out. Naga Illusion will move forward with the Radiance,
Going
but
all the way bottom. Could find a bigger kill. No BKB on Luna yet.
Oh, Seneko, sentry down. He sees him coming in. Ninja Boogie nightmares him up with the arrow coming through. The grip cancelled out, but here comes the Eclipse. Now Mushi with the Requiem of Souls takes down Luna, and he's going to look for the one-hit raise onto Roger. Triple kill for Mineski, a double for Mushi.
They go down so fast.
Drops so quickly.
So much farm, and you know, everyone is really prepared to fight here. Mushi has everything he could dream of for fighting, and Mirana dishing out a ton of damage in that fight too. Props to Ninja Boogie. He just walks in like a boss, nightmare, sets everything up. He's like, here guys, I found them. Go kill.
Yeah, almost the perfect situation for a Bane. You know, Nightmare one, grip the other.
Arrow, but they're probably not gonna commit for a kill here. You want to focus the tower.
Yeah, with no glyph, it looks like a pretty easy tier 3, but Mineski retreating away, really respecting this General and Dendi duo.
Loving the discipline here. You need to understand that, you know, dealing 1400 damage to a tier 3 tower is fine. You don't have to get the tower immediately and go for the shrine. There's no urgency on the side of Mineski.
And then one buyback, even if it's, you know, 14 seconds for Rubik or Chen to come, that one buyback could lead to, you know, 4 kills or
and that's where you
like
don't want to have happen. When you don't have Fiend's Grip, you don't have the SF ulti, you don't want to take a stupid fight without having BKB ready, because that's exactly the kind of break that NaVi needed. But still, NaVi are not out of this. And
Naga's busy farming. Here's another important point there.
Oh yeah.
Song was nowhere nearby as Jabs is just clearing out jungle camps.
Yeah, they're going to have that quad core matchup, as they have the Radiance on the Naga. Radiance was nerfed for illusions quite a few times, but it's still very decent for the main hero. One of the reasons I don't like it so much on Naga anymore is that it takes forever for the Radiance to do the work from the illusions.
And it's so mana intensive as well to just keep spamming Riptide and Mirror Image. Find yourself in some awkward spots. Oh, didn't see that one coming. Mushi solo kills General. Throws a hit the way of Roger, but it looked like it was just Shadowblade Requiem again. He's
played beautifully in this game. Mushi is absolutely on a tear and showing why you should respect his SF.
Like, so often you see, you know, no flame, because it's a hard thing to do. You know, players with a Shadowblade or whatever it may be on a Shadow Fiend, move towards a target and kind of, adjust themselves, trying to read where their opponents are going.
He just goes in and
Mushi just goes in. He chooses one place, one Requiem spot, goes for it, and so far it's worked perfectly.
That's because even if he doesn't connect it fully cleanly, he knows that he has the damage to bring them down afterwards as well. I think that adds a little bit of confidence to his ultis, and then he lands them perfectly anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just going to be a melee Rax if they don't do something quick here.
No, Mud Golems trying to bounce back Mineski, but this nightclub pretty much belongs to them as they take down the full melee Rax after the tier 3. Dendi rolls on forward, but Mineski have fallen back looking for the
shrine. And they won't be able to stop the shrine take either, I think, but they're gonna go with a smoke up, I think? No? No smoke? Okay. Now they got a smoke on Gen. They have to kind of try, but already the rotation is being drawn out by Mineski. They know what could happen.
But this Naga Radiance pushing mid, pushing bottom lane. NaVi not defending here, not really showing themselves on a map. Seems
it's a very big
very
tell.
Obvious.
It's a very big tell, but we have a TP in by Ice. Maybe he's curious,
You don't care.
Where are they? Oh, he saw them.
Immediate Hurricane Pike back. Now the smoke into Moonlight Shadow, though. Mineski looking to make a play for themselves. Sentry is down. Doesn't quite catch a glimpse of them as they move forward, though. But NaVi, high ground held. And Mineski not moving in that direction, really.
The Illusions are going to scout out some people here, I think.
Roshan pits
They're
open.
on the high ground. Illusion finds them.
Hello. General Seneko, Roger, time to bail. Broodmother has already dipped back away from here as Crystallize moves top. But this means Mineski just had a free path to barrel down mid, take a tier 2, and even maybe pressure high ground, breach this ramp and get onto tier 3.
They have such a big evasion build right now on SF. If you look towards his talent, he has the 20%. Evasion talent, and then combine that with a 35% evasion from his butterfly, and he is not going to go down unless they stop his BKB, right? Because he won't take any form of right-click damage. 48% is what it, ends up being.
So what, that means dooming him before BKB, really, right?
Yeah, you kind of have
Telekinesis
to.
into doom.
Even getting the Infernal Blade on him is going to be troublesome now. You have 52% chance of succeeding, but 48% chance of not even landing your stun.
Unfortunate.
And he is closing up quickly on that level 25.
What's his GPM, actually?
It must be pretty impressive in this game.
Nearly 700 at 30 minutes.
That is
with
very,
a Shadow
very
Fiend.
good. It's very, very good for sure, especially with only one lane taken. The structural damage is not, insanely big yet.
Yeah. And the game's getting bad when Seneko is grabbing melee creeps from the dire side. 1,000 HP, 24 damage. It's a tanky little beast, but would obviously prefer.
Dude, I'm getting some PTSD from seeing this gem on Naga, but obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the good old Naga gem illusions. God, dude, that was a nightmare to play against.
I can see everything.
Yeah, it was removed. So it's just the main hero that carries the gem nowadays. Thank God. Doesn't really matter though, because there's not too much in the form of vision for Radiant. But they do have a ward outside Roche Pit. They could be quite nice to get rid of.
Yeah. Pings come out onto the Roshan now. Mineski could start thinking about going in.
It's been alive for quite a while. Both teams are just kind of waiting up key items and trying to get, the best situation for themselves. Obviously, NaVi, they contested the last one, but it's going to be much harder to contest this one, I think.
They do have a BKB on Doom. General's bought that one up.
They need to get rid of this deep ward. It's spotting everyone right now.
There's no buybacks on NaVi, so anything that they do has to be very committed, decisive, and all in.
Yeah, or it automatically will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in or they're out. And it looks like NaVi moving forward towards the pit. The Song of the Siren does catch a couple in the back, though. 3 of them slept up as Crystallized Mask of Madness about to wear off. Roshan nearly dead. Mushi moves forward, looks at the Aegis. He's going to get the BKB off.
Oh,
it's still on the floor, though. Mushi pick it up. The Requiem wound up. Aegis picked up by Mushi, finally grabs it. He's going to lose his life, though. It looks like it's Crystallized. And Dendi focused down the Shadow Fiend.
Not bad for NaVi so far.
Where's the grip? In comes Bane. Oh, the grip is on to Crystallize. The arrow flies across, and the Luna's dropping low. The ulti comes out, but it looks like he's already dead. They did get Mushi, though. Shadow Fiend has fallen. And NaVi, are they winning another fight around the pit? The grip is stolen, turned around onto Bane. Roger's there to save the day. General slicing and dicing away at Mineski, but Ice. He's held the line with the damage he's got from the shots, and Roger comes in with a stomp from General. They clear him up with a Dendi double kill.
NaVi are just the Roshan champions in this game. They cannot be contested in this Roche pit. I think that song may have been a little bit too early, but, you know, that's on the Mirana for being caught out a bit on the mid lane. If they stuck together a little bit more, they should not be able to lose this Roche, but the Naga song was forced out, and then they just walk in, contest. Looked for a while like they could even get the Aegis steal there, because it took a long time before they picked it.
There's like spiders everywhere.
Yeah, the spiders were kind of covering it, and that was a very beautifully executed fight again for NaVi. I want to say that was a great Fiend script by Ninja Boogie. They managed to get on to Crystallize, so at least the Luna died. Something for Mineski to be happy about.
It could have been so much worse, right?
It could have. It really could have.
Did we see... Someone must have used the cheese, right? I don't see it.
I didn't have time to... I didn't actually hear the cheese being ate, so perhaps it was denied in that.
Killed off by spiderlings.
Well, yeah, it's definitely something that could have happened. I didn't see anyone go from 0 to full, you know.
Definitely one of those panic moments, though, right? Mushi, he's killed off Roshan, pops his BKB, spiderlings come in, he's clicking, he channels Requiem, cancels, picks up Aegis, channels again, but it was all a little too late for the Shadow Fiend, and NaVi do grab something back as that kind of 16,000 net worth lead that Mineski had gets chipped away at.
I'm a little bit surprised they didn't go for the Shadow Race talents in this game. Obviously, it has tons of evasion, as I mentioned earlier, and that's going to be nice for keeping them alive. But 150 more damage per race puts them at a beautiful 450 damage plus your spell amp, which also is going to help quite a bit because you have the 10 spell amp talent. The reason I'm going over this is that spiders have 250 HP. They get one-shotted if you have the 150 race damage talent.
Until Dendi reaches level 25.
Exactly. He could be going for that. And he definitely looks like he could go with the spider HP talent. It could use, or it could do quite a bit of work. He didn't go for spider damage talent though. And that's telling that he wants to go for the ulti instead.
Yeah, go for more of the focus on his own hero.
But 600 HP on the spiders with 50% magic resistance. You need to do 1200 to kill them. Yeah. It is really hard. Mirana can blink in with double starfall, and that's going to do half the work.
Oh, goodness.
So I've played, you know, I'm a filthy brood player, and it's definitely fun to play the spider HP talent build.
Oh, Mushi back up to full souls. Jabs just nearby. Full Octarine core now for the Naga Siren as they group.
He's pushing
smoke.
all the lanes. Yeah, he's keeping both bottom and mid pushed out so far. This smoke is going to be hard to anticipate and hard to see. Meanwhile, though, the counter smoke by NaVi, they're also looking to go somewhere, but it doesn't seem so clear. They're kind of drawing on the map, and this could collide. We see they're going to walk all the way into the base, though.
The dire scan spots nobody. No one's defending. Chen creeps
the ship's
only.
In the dark.
Oh
if they click the creeps on
goodness.
bottom, they could actually see the SFR on them. If they pay attention to their creeps.
Mirana.
They're trying for the courier snipe, and they're going to get it.
Nice. And Snare
they're in
kill.
a bad spot, though.
Doom from the high ground. There it is. Onto Shadow Fiend. Really nice. Lincoln's placed over onto Mushi now, but the Song of the Siren not going to do anything against the BKB.
Oh, no,
Crystallized, but the trouble is, she's all alone. She's left to her own devices, but they have killed off Mushi. The Shadow Fiend falls. The Broodmother in deep, looking for the Bane now as he clears up Ninja Boogie, but General falls. Ice from the high ground, laying the shots in onto Dendi with a Hurricane Pike. He's gone. No Radiance burn for the evasion there, as the pushback will give Ice the perfect location.
We see the power of the quad core in this team fight, right? They brought down the Shadow Fiend, but there's so much damage coming out from a lot of other heroes as well, and now pressure being added onto the base of NaVi.
And then the BKB versus Song of the Siren quandary.
That is not something you want to do. Sure, you have BKB on all the 3 cores, and they all try to go in at the same time, but your supports cannot be there. Rubik not available because he's just too sleepy.
Yeah. Very sad for them as another lane of Rax goes down, and Mineski looking very good to close out game number 1 here as they take 2 full lanes.
Tons of damage being done. They're healing up, but I don't think they're going to continue and do anything more. They're going to back it up and take it easy. Haven't seen Enchantress go with it yet, but she does have the Enchant FX Ancient talent. So could very well see you know, a Black Dragon being added to the push, which can be quite annoying. It's really, really strong, in fact.
The Granite Golem's HP is pretty nice.
That's also a really good one. The 15% extra HP.
Yeah. I'm yet to see anyone really utilize the the Thunderhides? Yeah, the Thunderhides with the Frenzy.
I've seen it with Tiny.
That's
it
cool.
can be really strong since it has a 100% uptime.
Yeah.
So that's a neat little thing that you can have going for you.
It's like free alacrity, basically.
It basically is, yeah. We had a game where we had Invoker and Chen, so we did have free alacrity, and we had the Thunderhide.
Frenzy.
Our carry hit very fast.
Oh, I bet he did. I bet he was very happy about what he had.
Well, it's a strong combination. It's just that the Thunderhide is almost impossible to keep alive, right? That's the issue. So the Black Dragon is much easier to use. But Mushi, no mercy. You're gonna kill the Black Dragon as well.
Die.
We'll see if Enchantress puts the talent to use, because otherwise you would have 100 untouchable slow, making you pretty much impervious to all these spiders, and, you know, you have to imagine that he wants to get some Ancients, and he has one now. The Granite Golem is indeed going to be joining.
Nice. So what does this put us at then? So Shadow Fiend currently 2300 HP, so he's going to be sitting at like 2600 or so, 2550.
I mean, even for Enchantress herself, she has quite a bit of HP.
Oh yeah,
now
wow.
On Agitreads, she has 2000 HP. That is quite a lot. So switching it over to Strength as well, she's going to have even more. That's a tanky team overall now on Dire. They're not going to be easy to bring down. 17,000 gold lead as well. Tough spot for NaVi.
I bet Jabs is having fun, you know. Ever since he got his Radiance, he's just, you know...
yeah.
Put some creeps over here, put some illusions there.
He is queuing up the Aghanims now, though. He's going back for it, recognizing that the heal could be very useful for his team.
Who needs Manta Style?
When you have the Octarine, I mean, such a low cooldown.
Got myself Octarine Radiance into Aghanim Scepter, all nice. Oh no, Suneko, your army of catapults, they're dying! No! He loses one, keeps them alive. Save this other one. It's going to be fine, it looks like there.
I want to see what the cooldown is with Octarine on the minus cooldown and snare talent. I hope he goes for it, because it's not going to be... The Octarine works after... It's not going to be just minus 5 seconds, because Octarine interactions. But I want to see. It's almost 100% uptime is where it's going to be at.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty nasty thing. I've seen Nagasiren actually go for the Meteor Hammer. It's not a bad build for Nagasiren, since you can very easily set up with either the Song, making for a beautiful combination, or with the End Snare. The End Snare is just so simple. End Snare the enemy, run up, and Meteor Hammer them. But in this game, of course,
what are you going to do?
Jabs has some more glorious plans.
I can't believe Ice has taken both of the small Prowlers. The lifesteal, the regen.
Yeah, it's really cute. The HP regen is not bad.
It's pretty cool. You've got this extra HP from the Granite Aura. You've got this HP regen and lifesteal from these little shitters over here. He's
keeping his little army in line. He's like, you go there, you go there.
You scout here. You patrol here.
Yeah.
Make sure you watch for any bad men.
You have to re-enchant them all the time. It's the annoying part about playing Enchantress against, or compared to Chen. They're waiting for Roche, it seems, before closing out the game. Putting one Prowler in the Roche even.
This is so irritating for NaVi, though. Every lane's pushing in. They have to really secure every single creep wave that's coming forward, because Naga illusions, they're cutting.
I have to say, it's working out quite beautifully, this Naga Radiance build in this game. Definitely not bad for them.
It's really been a nice kind of view into the mind of Mineski and how they give themselves avenues of winning. You know, we often talk about win conditions, but Mineski have so many outs in this game. Like, if early game didn't go as well, they've got ways for the Enchantress and Naga to scale. They've got, you've been mentioning this kind of quad-core lineup, but they've also got a team that could run early game. You know, if things went super well, they could snowball potentially and just win the game outright in like 20 minutes. But
yeah, I like that little bit of, you know, poker mentality. How many outs do you have? And, you know, there's not much that they have to be scared of in terms of only having one end plan. They have so many things going for them at the same time here on Mineski.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, NaVi, they rely quite heavily on Doom in this next team fight. He has to get a clean initiation, has to be able to catch the Shadow Fiend, and of course, they want to fight before Roshan is up, and that's not a very big time window. How do you do it with all these Naga illusions coming your way? Even Illusion Rune being found. That is just unfortunate.
It really is super difficult now. NaVi, Roshan's up in 5 seconds. They don't have any vision outside
it's kind
of the basic.
It's kind of working beautifully. One, yeah. Everyone is here.
Oh, Roshan's up. Ice. Hello. What's up, big man? Mushi hasting over towards the pit. Get himself inside there to give a bit of a beat down on Roshan, but NaVi have to deal again with Naga Illusions. Pushing into their base. There's 2 mid, 2 top, there's 1 bot lane, and Roshan's already fallen.
Yeah, super annoying for sure. How do you deal with that?
Shard on Naga.
Yeah, it has to be so tempting for Naga to go for the mirror image illusion, but she does go for the end snare. The cooldown is 5.25 5-second duration. BKB piercing disable. That is some insane control. And she's tanky enough to be able to stand close and heal, you know, and deal with all the damage they have. I don't see how you're gonna survive against that. She's just gonna, you know, make sure that Luna stands still or something in this fight. Of course, there's Linken's on Brood, so she can avoid it once, but then what? 5 seconds later, you're still there.
You're still there. Well, NaVi, top lane is where they are deciding to stand. The hill to fight on as the Spiderlings cleared up easily by Mushi. Now looking for the
enfeebled Luna is doing nothing as well. Minus 100 talent on Bane. Look at her damage. How do you fight this if you have no damage on Luna?
It's minimal. I mean, she's got less damage than a Rubik. She's got less damage than a Doom, than a Chen. She's got less damage than a freaking super creep coming towards her, honestly. Yeah, the way this is going.
This is not looking good for her.
Nightmare. Arrow does land. Nice force staff away. Keeps Crystallize at least safe for now as the send back is there, but Doom has fallen. Forces the buyback now from NaVi. But Dendi, Linken's popped. He can't run forward aggressively. Even with that BKB ready, he's at half HP. And it's very scary walking into Mineski.
The thing is, you have to kill Naga. That's the only one that you could go on here, because she has 2 songs ready to go. Both of them healing for 70% total if she gets one off.
But she has 3,000 health when she's near that.
How do you kill her? Golem. You can't. This is just futile for
There's
Radiant.
The grip coming out. Requiem.
Getting bursted.
Roger's gone. Crystallize. BKBs are here, but the Song of the Siren holds back General and the other supports. And
he's fighting against HP region.
Luna, goodbye. GG's called. Mineski, they wear down, they whittle away at NaVi, and they have finally broken.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the way that Mineski dealt with this. They managed to get a good game on 4 different heroes, like we said. Ninja Boogie as well. I say good game on 4 heroes. Well, Ninja Boogie had some massive impact in every single fight. His sleeps were really good. His super long-range Fiend scripts happen in every single fight. Definitely the unsung hero is normally the position 5, but they really came together in a nice way here on Mineski. NaVi, I can see where they were going with the strategy, but I think a big point is that Broodmother simply does not have the impact she needs to in this game.
Yeah.
She wasn't having a horrible time. She obviously farmed up quite a bit, and 6-4-4 is not looking too bad, but I'm looking more at the impact of the game. The enemy mid, not bothered. The split push, not really existent. And the late game threat, not really there either. So I don't feel like there is too much about this Brood that worked out. And picking it into the SF, I believe they did, it is tough.
Was it last pick SF? I can't remember now, but...
Oh, maybe it was... last pick SF,
I think Mineski counted out the Brood with the SF.
That's true. They counter it.
But yeah, I think like one of the pivotal moments was when we were talking about like where does the Brood go after that tier 1, and Dendi decided to kind of swing mid to bot and have that nice little kind of the kind of curvature of his webs down towards bottom lane. Maybe if you just go all in and pressure tier 2 mid, maybe if you group up with your team as 5 and pressure tier 1 bot. But at that point, they're scared of how strong Mineski are and how they're going to defend. I think a big point
is that Dendi felt like he was going to die to a lot of these rotations, though. The Naga is simply going to kill him. The Bane has a very good chance of killing him as well, even though you can wake yourself up for a Nightmare. The Fiend script into just a few raises and you're dead, or into Arrow. So many different things that can bring you down. And
I know you were right. It was a 10th pick Brood. They last picked the Brood into the SF.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I don't like that decision. I think it is just a horrible matchup for Brood, one of the toughest ones to play in the game, and that's why I remarked a little bit upon it in the draft. But it's you know, they've tried it, didn't work. I think if you want to play a Brood in this game where there are so many things that can work against you, it has to be an offlane Brood. It has to be a Brood that's ready to die for the cause, you know? Like, you need to not worry. And a lot of mid players, they have the mentality that, you know, oh, I want to be safe, play it cool, and you don't want to be a feeder on mid, right?
If I die, the game ends.
Yeah, no,
the game ends.
It is truly an offlaner's mentality shift that you need in a game like this, I think.
Dying's okay sometimes, but...
Then again, they had some beautiful Roche fights.
Yeah.
And they did do some impressive steals when they were behind by a lot. Unfortunately, didn't really come online with Luna enough. Final note is that she didn't go for Butterfly in this game, which is very strange. Very rare for Luna to not add the Butterfly at any point in the game. She did try to go for it as a 6th item. Normally we see the other way around.
Usually we see Mom into Butterfly, then Satanic, but this game... She went Mom into Satanic and then tried the Butterfly.
Yeah, she went for the MKB before the Butterfly as well. So that's right. The sort of big point that she went with that. Sure, it does add a little bit of attack speed, which does carry over to Illusions, but the damage is not really there. The evasion is not there. I don't know. I'm not entirely sold that this is the build, but obviously 48% evasion on the SF kind of forces it.
Definitely does, but that's game 1 in the books. Game 2 coming up in a little bit. We'll see if NaVi can swing back at Mineski, but Mineski looking very strong. Take a short break. Game 2 in just a little bit.